think we are episode 6. I want to say 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so episode 6. Welcome to episode 6 of the Duke London podcast. Today we've got Tomas Drafi, which probably nobody knows him as. I don't know anybody that calls you
No one.
No, but we call him T-Boy, or he told us to call him T-Boy.
Yeah.
He is a dope guy, a very good dancer, popper, also does hustle or New Star Hustle. And yeah, just an all-around dope guy, good friend of mine. And we thought we'd have a chat over some coffee.
Yes.
Welcome, mate. How's it going?
Hi, welcome.
First of all, how's your neck?
It's a bit better.
What did you do even?
I don't know. For real, I have no idea. I just had a pain in my neck last weekend. We had a collaboration with Hustle and Rueda, the casino, which is like a part of salsa.
Okay.
And with Havana Londres. And already there, I felt like something's wrong with my neck.
When you were dancing, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing I was sleeping midway or something like in the scarecrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I already felt something's wrong. Then it kind of get better.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't relax. I didn't take my time off as always.
Yeah. Listen to all the dancers out there.
Yeah. And I kind of felt better. I already went to Cavs, for a hardcore session. And then, and then I just went to Pop City after, and I just felt it again. Like, no, there is no way. I have to chill for a bit.
Yeah. So you're taking a bit of a rest now?
I have to at least few days.
Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds smart.
It's really hard, but at least few days I have to.
Is it stopping you doing any work or anything, or more just training?
I would say more training, but I'm the kind of person like I always like to be active.
Yeah.
So if I'm not doing something, like if I'm either not working or like dancing or something, I don't know, like to go for a jog or constantly like trying to do something, but it's kind of always thinking like, should I not? How about like yesterday, let's say I was home and I was listening to some music and I just did a little solo at home, just like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I have to feel like I can feel it again. So
okay. So you got,
I need to chill properly.
Yeah. Your body telling you to take a holiday.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And the big news is you're leaving us in the UK. How come? When are you leaving first of all?
I'm leaving I just bought a flight yesterday.
Oh shit. It's real.
It's happening on the 19th of Feb.
Okay.
So still have like few weeks here.
Yeah.
And like this is in my head already for a good year.
That you were going to leave.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioning it quite a while ago, I think, that you might go.
Yeah. It's already kind of like over a year in my head. Like, I don't know if I felt more comfortable here, Like in the beginning when I came, 2014, I felt really good. Like for the first 2.5, 3 years, I was like, this is my home.
Yeah.
This is where I'm going to be all my life.
You mean the dance scene wise or just the city?
In general.
Yeah.
Because I felt, like I felt free. Like in that time, like I'm Slovakian, so it's much smaller country. Yeah. So people are not that like open-minded. Like now we're getting much better. We're making big steps. But that time, like 5 years back, like I felt like there is like, like you were something else and people are looking at you.
Oh, really?
Or like you didn't want to like stand up too much. Otherwise you will be like, people will be like, looking at you and sometimes not comfortable. So when I moved to London, I felt really free. So, all these things were like amazing. And every time I went home in these 3 years, like even for a weekend, I was like, I can't wait to get back to London, And then after like the 3 years, every time I went back home, I was like, this kind of feels really comfortable home, like seeing my mom, seeing all my friends, my best friends,
You start to like realize all the things you were enjoying.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, it's just maybe like, funny feeling because even in the beginning, like I didn't go home that often.
Yeah.
Like I went home maybe like twice a day. And last year, maybe I went like 6 times or 7 times even,
So you're feeling more homesick.
Yeah. And it's that kind of thing like, I just miss my people, miss my people, miss my family, to be more around, to be more helpful back home and maybe help out with the scene as well, And I feel like because I was here for 5 years.
That sounds so long already. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like
yeah.
it was that long since
No,
you
no,
came.
no, not at all. And I remember like exactly like the first days when I came, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 5 years, man. And yeah, I just decided like, okay, it's time to leave. I mean, I'll be still coming back to London, you know. Like I'm already here in March.
Yeah, okay. So you've already got plans to come back.
So probably like certain people I'm gonna see even like the same
amount,
amount of
yeah.
time as I will be here. But yeah, I'm just gonna be based home.
Yeah. Okay. And is it easier kind of like money wise and stuff? It's got to be cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be much more cheaper. And yeah, it's not gonna be like I just wanna focus on myself. So I'm not even planning to have like a proper job or like proper something. I just wanna go home, chill for a little bit, you know, do what I can do. I mostly like wanna work with the dance. So I have
like what type of thing?
I have some projects in my head that I wanna try to do. Some is with hustle, some is with popping. My boy Spunky, he did he's locker.
Okay.
So he's doing like things with locking basically in Slovakia. And the funk scene back home is not that big. So I definitely feel like I want to push that.
Yeah.
And every time I'm home, I'm trying to like, you know, do like a workshop here and there. And I can see like people are interested in to learn, you know. So I want to bring that kind of like thing home as well.
And I feel like it's always the thing. I don't know if you feel like this in Slovakia, but it's always like when you go away from home for a while, when you come back, you're more of like people want to learn from you more.
Yeah.
Even if you were the same level, but you were there,
yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's just T from around the corner." But then when you're like, "Oh, he just came back from London,"
he was living somewhere else, you know, training with other people.
Yeah. You kind of get more of like a celebrity status, or like at least they see like you brought something back valuable, even if they don't know what you brought back.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sick. And so, is it more kind of like classes and more in the kind of battle popping kind of thing, or are you going to do anything like artistic, like shows and stuff, like these types of things? Yeah.
Exactly. So basically, I have crew back home called BKP.
Yeah. And
that's kind of sort of crew that we're like a family. We're like real brothers, you know. So and each of us basically we focus on something else. So we are all dancers, but everybody likes to do different things. So let's say my boy Romsky, he likes fashion so much, so he started to create his own brand, his own things. Spunky, he started to, he's already like doing like big videos, big, you know, all these things.
Yeah.
And he's really good photographer as well.
Sick.
And all other people, we even like really into music, so everybody either plays some instrument and doing all this. So recently, last year, we did a collaboration with Slovak National Gallery.
Oh wow, is that the video I saw?
It's the video, like the 12 minutes video in the gallery.
Maybe I didn't see the full thing, or maybe I did. I don't remember it being 12 minutes, or maybe it was. And
I think it's 12 or 14 minutes. It's longer. Yeah.
And what was that for? Because I love that video. We've been talking about that.
So much. It was collaboration between BKP, and we wanted to bring the dance to the gallery.
Okay.
And it was really, really amazing and interesting to work there and around all the, you know, drawings around and all these things. It was amazing. And
what was the project? Was it to make the video? Was the project? Okay, sick. And then did they use it for something, or just
it was kind of like the video for us.
Yeah.
And we had a party, we had a launch where we like showed the video. We had a party. It was amazing. So a lot of people came.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it was like the idea was like to create some videos.
To create, yeah.
Amazing.
And since then, like, because all my crew, they based home and I'm the one who is away. So they doing a lot of things still together, you know.
Yeah.
So
you're kind of like ready to get back and help them out.
That's one of the biggest part as well, because I just want to be more around them.
Yeah.
You know, so they doing like a theater things and blah, blah, blah. So I'm ready to do something else and not just, let's say, just like battles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like, let's say, just like teaching. But I want to learn something else and to maybe create something, in a theater. Yeah. These kind of stuff.
That sounds good. Yeah. So you were born in Slovakia?
Yeah.
And what's your heritage?
I'm Gypsy.
Gypsy. What does that? Tell me more about that. I was kind of
So-
like looking into it. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
interested to
yeah.
hear you tell me about it.
I'm Gypsy, full, my mom, my dad. And it's quite funny because here in UK, when I say to people, yo, I'm Gypsy, they're like, oh, so where's your caravan?
Right.
You know, like, where are you traveling or what's that?
Right.
But like the meaning, what we have in, I would say in Eastern Europe. About
It's like Romany.
yeah. I mean, Gypsies, what I know, they're coming from India.
Yeah.
And
that's
they
what I
like
read.
spread all around the world, right?
Okay.
And you got many different like types of gypsies, right? And tribes. So let's say like me, my family, we are Hungarian gypsies. So
So it's not like it's a, because it's not like a religion, is it? It's not like a religious based thing. And if they're
Christians.
from India, so how come they weren't like classed as Indian? What was the like, why, what makes them gypsy as opposed to like, is it the like kind of type of people or where they came from or?
I didn't research that much, to be honest. So I don't want to just
Like
tell
the
you.
origins,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to.
If anybody knows, leave a YouTube comment.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And so we are Hungarian gypsies.
Yeah.
And so all my family, like they never like live in Hungary. They all live in Slovakia, but from on the closer to the border to Hungary.
Okay.
So that's why they speak all Hungarian, let's say.
Right. So you
You know,
speak Hungarian?
I wish.
Okay.
I just
heard
know,
that's a fucking hard language to learn.
yeah. I just know a few words, obviously swearing.
Yeah. So you speak Slovakian
And English. Yeah. I can speak Czech. It's
cool. It's
really,
similar?
yeah, it's like kind of like the same as Slovakian. We used to be one country. We split in 93. It was Czechoslovakia. So
Okay.
it's kind of like when you compare like UK and American English. So
Right.
the accent, few different things, but you can actually have a conversation like I speak Slovak, you speak Czech, you know.
Right.
So we are Hungarian gypsies, and mostly Hungarian gypsies are known for being an artist.
Oh, really?
So all my family, they're musicians, all of them.
And you play as well, don't you?
I used to play violin
Okay.
for 7 years.
Right.
And I stopped when I was, I think, 15 when I started to dance.
Yeah.
And recently I got back to the instrument. I started to play bass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
I started to play bass. I mean, I didn't train that much as I supposed to. Sometimes it's really hard, like when just on your own and you're
Yeah.
just like learning from the YouTube, like how to do that, you know.
Yeah.
But my uncle is one of the best bass player in Eastern Europe.
Oh,
so
wow. Is he in a band or orchestra? Or?
he's not in the band. He's
Okay.
just on his own.
Okay, he just plays.
Yeah, he's just playing with the groups here and there.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
And he travels the world as well with it, so that's
Sick.
really good. And I can't wait to learn from him more, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one time I went home and then we had a session for like 3 hours, and I just learned so much from him,
Yeah.
you know, just by him like sitting watching TV and he just looking at me, just telling me, do this, do that.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, you need some, like when you're learning something new, I feel like sometimes you just need like someone who already knows
Yeah.
about the thing to tell you like, do this, so you're not gonna get to bad habits.
Yeah,
Kind
definitely.
of thing, you know,
or
like
at least
how
to,
you how you holding the bass, the
Yeah.
neck, and all these things.
and even to like just check on you like
Yeah,
every
yeah.
few weeks and say like, oh yeah, you're doing good. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started to play bass, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So what is the rest of your family? You said your parents are musicians as well. What do they play, or what do they?
My father, he used to play violin. My grandpa's from both sides, like violins, all of them. They singers, they drums. All my uncles, all my cousins.
So it's really like music and dance and these type of things are like part of your culture.
From the beginning.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I loved it. I think that's why I love to party.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why
like-
that's why I love to party, because I just grew up like all around music all the time, you know. So, and especially like gypsy music or like funk, disco.
Is gypsy music like similar to that kind of stuff?
Ish.
Mm.
Ish. I
I'll
would
have to
say
look it up.
ish. It's kind of like I will maybe put it closer to kind of like a flamenco thing. So it's kind of more like that vibe, but in the same time you have like more like a disco-ish or like funky vibe songs too.
Nice.
The rhythm is quite fast. The rhythm
Yeah.
is always quite fast. Yeah.
That's interesting. I have to look it up after this.
Yeah.
And so
I'll give you some artists.
Yeah, do it. So I read that gypsies are like 2% of like Slovakian population or something.
You get ready.
That's like the only bit of research I did. I don't even know how to say your name, but I know that.
It's lots of us there. The thing is that people normally in Slovakia used to be kind of like really racist country.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, like how they treat.
It used to be really racist country, to the point that like us gypsies, we got called like we are black.
Okay.
Because our skin is a bit darker.
Right.
In the summer we get proper tan.
Yeah.
So it used to be literally like that. So even like my crew BKP, the name is Bachtale Kale Prala, which is in gypsy language and that means happy black brothers.
Okay, nice.
So it used to be really bad. It used to be really bad. Like
when you say used to, like how long ago?
I would say in the 90s.
Okay.
90s, 2000.
So like like you experienced when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah. And I remember like all the time on the news, or like my friends are telling me like, oh, don't go to these ends, don't go to these ends, because
if you're gypsy.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, at some point, like these people, like sometimes they're just looking for like any excuse just to like either like beat you up or like to do something to you. Like sometimes really doesn't matter like if you are like a bit darker or not.
They're gonna find a different reason.
I just wanna fight, so I'm just gonna find an excuse to fight you. So the thing is, like in Slovakia, lots of people put the gypsies to one box.
Okay.
Which obviously is not cool for anyone, because people do that with white people do that with black people do that with any type, any race, and
they kind of like stereotype you and
think
certain things about you because you're gypsy,
just because of other people did to them,
right.
To someone.
What sort of thing? What's like a gypsy stereotype? Because I don't know about other people, but we have maybe different associations with the word, but I don't know anything. Like, I mean, that's why I'm interested, but I don't even know anything to have a stereotype in my head.
They are quite known in Eastern Europe, like the guys you don't want to really mess with.
Oh, really?
Like,
but I feel like this is such a thing. Like every minority gets that. You know what I mean? Like this is like if you want to portray a minority negatively, they're like, oh, they're dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you're right. Yeah.
Like anywhere that there's racist people, they're telling you that the minority people are dangerous. Like the Mexican, the black people in America. Like anywhere that it's a minority, it's like, oh, they're dangerous, and it's like rarely the case.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
that's kind of true. Yeah, that's true.
It's like the go-to excuse. Like, oh, we need a reason to hate these people. Oh, they're dangerous.
Oh yeah. So anyway, gypsies can be dangerous too.
Yeah, I mean,
as every other people. It's just the thing. Like the people who are like lots of gypsies are based on the east, and they're living kind of like out of the town, and it's kind of like all these. I would say kind of like a project.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Like gypsy only kind of area.
Gypsy kind of area. Like you just got not much going on there, to be honest, and everybody just hangs out. And many of them, they don't have much education.
Okay.
And they just, and when you basically see them like on a street, like many times, like even me as a gypsy, and I can see like you are gypsy, but you are the different type of gypsy that I don't want to be around you. So let's say when I see them on a street, like I know I'm gonna cross the road, because I don't need to go to point when you're gonna try to like rob me or something, and I'm like, yo, I'm kind of same as you, but I just get different education that you do.
Right.
Kind of.
So it's more of like a class thing or an education in that sense of like.
Yeah. I'm guessing like those people who are on the east, like they weren't very lucky, like where they got born as well,
Yeah.
And because of all these things, people always think like, oh, gypsies are like that. Gypsies taking the money from the government. Gypsies doing this.
Right.
Government just giving them everything for free, or like blah blah blah. So obviously people getting mad. At gypsies, which I understand. But at the same time, like you cannot put everybody in the same box, like because.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's not how it is.
Man, it's so crazy how this shit happens in every country almost. Like I was just in Copenhagen for the month, and it was the same with immigrants, not immigrants, refugees. They were talking about the same sort of thing, but they were saying I just found this interesting in Copenhagen, because they didn't like they weren't part of the, like in England, we were kind of part of the reason why there's refugees.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of like people feel like, oh, we should take it. We have a responsibility. In Copenhagen, they didn't do anything to cause the like refugees to come. So the people in Copenhagen are like, well, we didn't cause it, so they shouldn't be accepted here, kind of thing.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like a bit of, I mean, it happens everywhere that it's like you get the same, there's like a people who are a minority or whatever, and then the main people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think at some
Or
point,
the white people.
oh, and at some point it got better. I think what helps a lot was that few of the artists back home, they gypsies, and they started to be more loud, more like
With their art or in general.
with the art and with anything they do, and they're gonna say it loud, like, yeah, we're gypsies.
Okay.
Like
to be proud of it.
Yeah, and they're gonna sing in a gypsy language. By the way, I don't know gypsy.
Yeah.
If you wanna ask,
Yeah.
I know a few words as well, but
Yeah.
I never learned the language. Even I wish I knew the language. Even I really wish. But anyway, yeah. So because of them being like big, so people started to look up to them and like being like, oh, they're actually really good. Even they're gypsies, but they're good.
I remember seeing, UK, the hip hop dancer.
Yeah.
Like I remember seeing that ages ago of him. Like I think he had like a gypsy flag sometimes
He's
in
a
battles.
gypsy.
And
He's my boy.
Yeah, and he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, I remember him like being, I guess, loud about being a
Yeah.
gypsy, and I always have thought like, I'm sure there's a story behind this of why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's the same with us.
Is he Hungarian gypsy as well?
No. I believe he's Moldavian, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Would you be able to, like, is there certain, like, because he's German, right? So is there like certain type of gypsies in Germany as opposed, like, would it be like Hungarian gypsies are more in Slovakia?
I'm sure. Let's say my uncle was telling me a story that he was the bass player. He was playing somewhere and he saw this lady coming in. And sometimes you can like straight see like I can tell like, oh, you gypsy.
Right.
I can say that because I can see like the
Characteristics.
Yeah, like the clothes and everything. And he told me like he saw this lady and they started to talk. And he started to talk to us. It was in Vienna. And he started to talk to us straight away in gypsies.
Yeah.
And she replied back in gypsies, but they had different words.
Okay.
Let's say what they call eyes, they called ears. What they call mouth, they call nose. This kind of like funny things,
Little difference.
But it's not like crazy. I believe like if I know the language, I could have a proper conversation with, maybe not proper, but we can maybe like have a like, you can catch the words like, or like point of the sentence.
Maybe like French in Paris and Montreal, or like Spanish in Brazil and Portuguese, sorry, in Brazil and Portugal, like these kind of differences.
Yeah, kind of. I believe so.
Yeah, so you're saying, sorry, they started talking and it was different languages, yeah.
And because these singers or like these artists, they started to sing in gypsy language. They started to like rap in gypsy language.
Yeah.
So people realized, oh, it's actually cool. So people started to use a lot of like phrase from like gypsy language to use in the Slovakian language, right?
Okay.
So it kind of became cool to be a gypsy at some point. So to the point where we saw and we kind of like laugh at certain people like, you're telling about yourself like you're gypsy, but like a few years back you were like, hating us or something like that,
So it's like it really reminds me of like what they say like with Black Americans in America, of like the cultural kind of innovation, and then the people that were, I guess, looking down on them. Once they make a cool culture, they're like, oh, we want to be a part of it now. You guys are cool.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is like,
it's like just be you.
Yeah.
Just be honest with yourself. Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
So
I love to be gypsy.
Yeah, that's good.
I love to be gypsy.
We love minorities. I'm half Indian, which no one knows about. But
For real?
did you didn't know that? Fuck, we live together. Even this is another thing people don't know.
We live together.
We live together. I didn't know that. You didn't know that. My mum's Indian. Yeah. So I kind of like I get a bit of it. But you know what's funny? Like I always talk about this, but like how my mum's quite light colored skin, so and my dad's white, so I'm like, you barely see anything with me.
Is he from Chicago?
No, New York,
or
born in Detroit.
Okay.
And then my mum was born in India and then moved here. But because everybody sees me as white, I kind of like my whole life identified as like I'm a white guy, and like even like in like forms and stuff I would tick white British and blah blah blah, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm actually like half Indian. Like I never like, you know, like speak about it and even when I was in school, I got a lot of like racist, when people knew I was Indian, like, and my school was quite racist, I think. I got a lot of like bullying and stuff for being Indian. Yeah. And I was a bit darker. Like Jenny's always laughing. If you see old pictures of me, I was a lot darker when I was young. She was like, how did you grow up to be so white? Like if you were so dark. But yeah, so then it's like, it's funny. Like I kind of had that experience. I like my granddad, when he first came here, like my granddad was, I don't know when he was born. My mum was born in like 67. So my granddad was like, must have been, don't know, before that. But so when he came to England with my mum first, and he was like dark Indian, so he got some like real racist shit. And then it's just funny, like I kind of grew up.
I believe that was the time as well.
Yeah,
you know.
like not the great time to be not white in England.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still probably not the best time, but yeah. So it's just funny, like I never think of myself as like mixed or Indian or something like that. I just think of myself as white. But that's kind of how people see me and treat me, I guess. So it's just interesting thinking of it like that. I don't know why I was making that point, but no, I do know why. So when you came here, because obviously back home there's that like perception of gypsies and you guys are the minority, and then maybe here we don't have those same perceptions and stuff. So did you find it kind of like any bad treatment or something kind of went away, or did you still feel it from a different angle here, or?
I never felt it here.
Nothing, yeah.
Never. I think because like London is really multicultural, you know,
That's
like
true.
you got every race here.
Yeah.
Everything is here. So no one is actually like, oh, they're like different. You know what I mean?
So when you say you're gypsy, people are more curious than like judgmental or something.
Yeah. Mostly just people say like, oh, what do you mean you are gypsy? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm gypsy. That's what I mean.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I never thought that here.
Oh, that's like one good thing. I always find that with England, like I find like England is quite racist, but London doesn't. I mean, London probably is racist, but
I kind of feel like London is not even like England.
Yeah, bro. I agree with that so much. Like London is like its own country. Like I really identify more with being a Londoner than I do an English person. If someone's like, "Are you English?" I'm like, technically, yeah, but I don't feel like I'm English. I feel like I'm from London though.
Yeah.
That's mad. So that brings me onto my next topic I was going to ask you about. So how did you get into like fashion and the polo stuff? Was that in Slovakia?
No.
Okay.
I mean, the polo thing started here in UK.
Okay.
But like
when you moved in, yeah.
But all my things, like with clothes, started like from the young age.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like all my family, like we all. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like the gypsy thing as well. Like we always want to look fly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So since I was kid, I saw like all my uncles and all my family like always looking fly. You know, like always looking fresh.
Is it more like if you're gypsy in Slovakia, do you dress more in like traditional clothing, or are they up on like
they just like to look fly?
Yeah, whatever it is kind of thing.
Yeah. They just like to look fly.
Okay.
Yeah. And and it's we had it a lot of in the family.
So like you grew up thinking like, when I grow up I'm gonna be
and good. Even like when I was already like in still in primary school, like I was already wearing like certain clothes that others didn't. But it was mostly because my mom had a boyfriend and he was working with clothes.
Okay.
So the clothes was kind of like lots of times like around us, you know. So he was bringing the clothes home, and obviously like I was always checking the clothes and I was like buying and stuff and getting from him, you know. And so it already started like this, and then all my crew, or like all the people around I was all the time, like they liked clothes, you know what I mean? So it wasn't necessarily just like dancers, but the people I used to hang out with, like we just wanted to look fly since we were kids. I don't know like how to explain it, like why or something. Just
part of your culture.
Yeah, exactly. Just part of that.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to London, I already was like into clothes, right? Because that was already 2014. So that's like.
Were you more like you just care about how you look, or is it more like brands and following fashion trends and stuff like that, or?
I was never the guy who was always following like the trends or like the big brands.
Yeah. Just more if it looks good on you, you'll wear it.
Yeah, kind of thing. Like I was never into let's say like when Supreme got like so high, or like when Palace got so
Or
high,
Off-White,
or Off-White, and all these like
bait ones.
like
Yeah.
I never get into that.
Yeah.
And I kind of found like many people get into it just because it was fashion, or just because it was like fame to get that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm gonna wear a Supreme thing, I'm gonna be good.
Yeah.
You know?
And I find a lot of people, they don't think about how it fits with them, how it looks on them, how the outfit.
Exactly.
It's just, I have the name on thing and that's fine.
Exactly. So I never liked that. So I was wearing brands, but not just these brands. You know,
yeah.
I was already wearing like Polo. I was wearing Hilfiger, and all these things. You know,
Yeah.
but
I think fucking like if it's something from Primark, but it goes well with the outfit, fuck it, and it sits well on you. Why not? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then how I get into Polo was that I bought something in Korea, right? I think it was a cap with a polo bear.
Okay.
And I came back to UK, and I met Dilo, and he is heavy polo head as well.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, what's your cap? Where you get that from? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yo, I know it's polo, but I didn't know there is something behind the polo, right? So he kind of introduced me to like certain things. He showed me like who to follow on Instagram, what documentaries to see, and all these things. So I kind of like get really into it. And so definitely because of Dilo. And it just kind of became an addiction. It just, I met like the other there's basically crew that they call lowlifes.
Yeah.
They from New York, they grew up in Brooklyn, and basically like the whole story about them was that they wanted to look fly, they didn't have money, so they went to the shops and they were stealing.
Yeah.
Right?
I heard about this. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it became a thing. Like it became a thing that wearing polo in a hood was really dangerous, because they saw like you might have money. So I saw articles like from that time that people were getting robbed, people were getting killed.
Like if you're not in the polo crew but you're wearing polo.
Not just because of that. If you were wearing like certain pieces, even if you are in a crew, if you are not in a crew, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
So they were just like heavily about that, you know. And there were kind of like stories that like the house got robbed, but no money, no laptops, nothing,
Just
like,
all the-
nothing got taken, just the polo. And like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I started to be like more interested in like what is it about and all these things. And there is one really good documentary on YouTube, Horses Power. I recommend to have a look if you are into brands, if you are been into polo, or if you want to maybe understand like why I'm talking, what I'm talking.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna understand like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Horses Power.
Yeah, it's
Having a look.
yeah. It's like 40 minutes thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will check that out.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah. And it's basically.
Oh yeah, it's by Complex Horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Complex on YouTube, Horsepower, hip hop's impact on polo, Ralph Lauren.
Yeah. And I started to, like after that, I understood like kind of why I actually like to wear the polo things, because
like the culture behind it.
And it's because like the people, they like the Ralph, he never wanted to be hip hop, but the hip hop people started to wear his things.
Yeah.
So it kind of become like the part of it, you know. So all these people who are wearing like all this like dope stuff, you know, so they were just like, let's say there is a video when the Raekwon was wearing a polo snowbeat jacket in '93, and it's a really famous collection from Ralph.
It's quite a lot if you look back over the like, especially in that 90s hip hop.
Yeah,
right?
and
Like,
because
there's a famous photo of Aaliyah, I think, with some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because of him wearing the snow beach thing, it kind of like gets so high. Or like when Kanye started to wear polo, it got like more like the people in the hood, like they were always wearing it because it was their lifestyle.
Yeah.
But because of these people, it got more kind of like around.
Commercially.
Yes. So these stuff, like they cost crazy money. Like I would never pay them that much money for that, you know. But it's kind of like part of hip hop. It's part of the scene, the lifestyle, you know. So I just get into it to the point that I feel like it's kind of addiction. Like I want polo, everything.
Yeah.
You know, to the point that my girlfriend started to wear polo
Yeah.
without me asking her.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because it's all about her.
Yeah.
You know, and and the funny part is her dad used to wear polo all the time when he was young, and he kept everything. So when I went to see them, he gave me so much stuff,
Oh, shit.
so much like polo sport and all these that you can you could buy only in US and not in Europe anymore.
Damn.
And I was like, winning,
But yeah.
winning, Twix,
Yeah.
2 in 1, you know.
Sick.
So I just get into it. Like sometimes I feel like I don't want to wear other brands. It's kind of like a mind thing, like
Yeah. Like a pride thing as well.
yeah,
like,
exactly. And because when you're gonna have a look at the documentary, you will see like they told like it's a character, it's a personality. It's not just I'm just wearing a pony thing.
Yeah, and I think that's what any type of fashion stuff. It's like it's what it says about you and
Yeah.
these type of things,
So I think like people should like find themselves in like, if you are into brand or like into fashion, like what actually suits you.
Yeah.
In what you feel comfortable, what you want to represent, how you want to look like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is how I found with myself and Ralph that I want to have Ralph everything. It's kind of fun part, and there is a crew in UK called Lowheads as well. Shout out to Lowheads, and we always say this funny thing, and it's kind of like someone just sent low check. And that means you have to take a selfie in that moment to show that you represent.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's so sick, you know. So sometimes you just have like the old outfit, or sometimes you just have a t-shirt, sometimes you just have a socks or something. But I basically always want to make sure that I represent. So at least one piece or two pieces I have all the time.
Sick.
Yeah, it's kind of me and Polo. And I feel like people started to realize and like finding me about like, oh, this is the Polo boy.
Yeah.
The Polo boy is coming, or something like that.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even remember you not wearing polo.
Yeah.
Like maybe I wasn't paying attention before I knew you that well or whatever, but yeah, I don't remember at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember finding a point where I was like, oh, T started wearing polo. Like I just kind of always remember you wearing it.
Yeah.
But did you ever get into like kind of resell stuff and like this type of thing, or like buying more than you need and selling them off, or
Not really.
no? It's more just for your personal use.
Yeah. Not. I was never like, oh, let me buy this and then I'm just gonna sell it for like 3 times more.
Yeah.
No, like more of the stuff what I have is like my personal things that I just want to wear. You know, like obviously like I have, let's say, like few things like, let's say, just like in different colors, but it's the same. It's just because I'm kind of like collecting it, you know. So it's not like I'm getting something just because I want to sell it. I'm collecting them things. So it's kind of like a hobby, you know. It's like for my own passion. Like
definitely.
Same when DJs are digging for vinyls, you know. And it's the same like when I go, let's say, like to thrift shops or like to vintage shops or to something, and you find like dope piece.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, like that happiness just come again, like
especially when it's way cheaper than what you'd pay.
Exactly. Like when you find that shirt for like £10 and you know that you check online and the shirt costs like £300.
Yeah.
It's like winning. You know what I mean?
But would you, like, if you found something really valuable, would you keep it or would you sell it?
Do you mean like if I will buy it for like big money?
Or like, say for example, if your girlfriend's dad gave you some stuff and there was something in there, you're like, oh, this is worth like 1,000 or something now on the resale. Like,
no,
you'd keep it.
Yeah.
So it's really like a pride thing of you having the stuff. It's not like
yeah.
trying to make money, because the resale market, I guess, is crazy.
It's crazy.
Like people are mad into that. Like the people that don't even wear shit, they just buy. Yo, you know, about Kobe Bryant died, right?
Yeah.
Bro, like the next day or like the same day even, there was his shoes on the resale thing for like bumped up prices and stuff. Like they don't give a fuck.
It's just like no respect to them people.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like just let them live in peace. You know what I mean? Like do this.
Yeah.
After month.
Yeah. But it's even fucked with like not such a like obviously if someone died that's kind of fucked up. But even like when new shoes come out, people will buy them all straight away and then sell them for triple the price, and it's like it's kind of fucked up as well, because it's like if you're a normal person with a normal job.
It's like how people making business, you know.
Yeah.
Like let's say like I have few pieces like on like the selling sites,
yeah,
you know, like on Depop, let's say, on all these, but it's like pieces that I don't wear anymore.
Yeah, and you're trying.
And it's like these pieces that I'm selling for like 5-10 quid.
Yeah.
Just like to get rid of and just to get more space for new stuff, kind of thing, you know. But I never done nothing like I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna sell it for I don't know how much.
But it's kind of like, I don't know, like going to the supermarket and buying all the fucking like bread.
Sell it as organic.
Yeah, and then be like, oh, who's hungry? Like, I've got bread for like £10 a loaf. Like, it's kind of fucked up because like, then you're normal. Like, even I'm a bit into, you know, like fashion and stuff, but there's some shoes that I'm like, I'm never going to fucking buy them. I'm not going to, even like relatively not that expensive shoes, like some of the Off-White stuff. But I'm like, that's still £500. Like, I'm not. And then you've got like 10 grand plus kicks that are like super rare or whatever, and I'm like, that's mad if you're into that. But then I feel like even the people that are buying those are putting them on their wall, selling them off again, like they're not wearing them out. How can you wear a 10 grand pair of shoes out? Where are you going?
Why would you?
First drop of rain and I'm running back to my house.
It's funny. I mean, I saw documentaries about a few people as well on Netflix. And there was a guy about his Jordans. This guy have collection of crazy shoes. Like he was selling like these shoes can cost like more than a freaking car. Jesus. And stuff like, and he just like have them on his wall. Which is kind of like, I get that because I have something similar with Polo. But
and if you have that type of money, maybe
as well. And
it's like collecting sports cars or something.
Exactly. But I think there is like certain edge as well.
I think for me it's just the resale thing of like, Nike put these shoes out to be 150 quid and you're selling them for like 500. It's like, you don't work for Nike, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But
this is how these people making money. They don't have a regular job, they just buying, reselling.
But I know like there's some like legendary sneaker shops and stuff that started that way. You know, like the guy was buying and selling and he made enough money to open a shop and then he just starts getting like bulk and stuff. And there's a lot of like what are now like well-known shoe shops and stuff that started from people just buying and reselling in their basement or whatever, which is crazy.
It's crazy, I mean, I will never pay like that much crazy money for shoes.
No.
Like even, I'm still kind of like try to find like the edge where I can go to buy certain things. But
you're like, how much am I going to spend? Let's find out.
Sometimes I just like sometimes I just feel like I just want to buy something.
I
just want to get something.
I'm so like that as well.
So I'm scrolling on Depop and I'm going to like certain shops and stuff and I'm just like doing this and like checking the price and stuff. And like obviously like all of the time like I don't actually need that. But do I want it?
Bro, yes. I can't remember the last time I've bought something that I needed.
Exactly.
It's like it's been a while.
Do I need this? It's yellow. I want it.
I had Harry on like the one before this, which is going to be the week before, but actually it was a few days ago. And he was talking about like I don't think he was talking about it on the podcast. I think we were talking about it after. But his thing is coats. He loves big winter coats and stuff because he's like if you have that, like you can put on any outfit, but your coat like you're good kind of thing. But it's like I feel like everybody has their
own thing.
Their thing.
Some people are into clothes. Some people are into like I just met a guy who is really into Adidas. Like he's collecting stuff like crazy. He got tattoo on his body, Adidas and all these things. And
actually, you know Lewis from UMA?
Yeah.
His dad has a shop and he buys and like restores old Adidas and sells them. But he's like fucking good at it, man. Like shout out to him. I would shout out the name of the shop, but I forgot what it was. But he like Lewis showed us some before and after stuff. Like he'll take like from like a thrift shop or you know like Oxfam or something. Do up the shoes himself and then like they look fucking brand new and then he sells them, you know.
Sick.
Which is and he gets like the rare shit and stuff. So Lewis is getting into Adidas now as well.
Sick.
But that's crazy.
Stripes.
Yeah. There's so many good documentaries on like Complex and stuff of like these different Soul Origins. Have you seen those?
No.
It's I think it's Soul Origins, like SOLE, like soul. But about where like how Adidas was influencing like the North and why Nike was like a part of grime and like all these different like things about how the shoes and the brands relate to the culture I'll send you some after this.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I was gonna also ask you to tell me about hustle because I don't know that much about it, and my girlfriend does it.
It's really funny actually how I met Jenny,
Yeah.
because I met Jenny in 2012 in New York,
Oh shit,
and we did hustle
that's crazy.
at the party. We didn't know each other names,
Damn.
and we were just like at the party.
Yeah.
There was at JD after party 2012 in New York,
Oh damn.
and I was at the party and I was dancing with someone, and her brother came to me and he was like, "Oh, I saw you hustling, like, can you dance with my sister?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I was dancing with Jenny, and then like we never introduced each other, nothing. And then when she moved to UK, when was that?
Oh, I want to say 4 years ago.
Something like that.
4.5 years.
Something
ago,
like that. And
Probably similar time to you, right?
maybe, yeah. A bit after me, I believe.
Yeah.
And we met at the party, and we were like, "I know you from somewhere."
Yeah.
Like, and then we realized, yeah, we did hustle like that time
Oh wow.
together. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But is it you guys do like a slightly different version? Like what's New Style Hustle and Hustle? Like what's the difference?
So basically,
'Cause what does she even do?
what is she even doing?
Yeah.
The thing is, so I started in 2012 in New York with Jeff Selby, New Style Hustle.
Okay.
And but my first ever introduction to hustle was 2009 when I went to New York for the first time, and I saw in a club dancing Archie and Marjorie.
Okay.
They were hustling in a cypher, and that time I just remember like I was like, "Oh, that's so sick, that's so nice." And they end, and by the time I just didn't look anymore because my mind was somewhere totally else. So that was my first ever introduction, and then in 2012 I went to New York with my ex-partner, and we started to, and she introduced me to Jeff in a club, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you to his classes." I'm like, "Cool, let's do that." So we started to go to his classes. I hated it in the beginning. I really did hate it. I don't know why. It was, like me, Popper, like doing some partner dance now. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh, just for anyone that doesn't know, give a little description of what hustle is.
Yeah. So hustle, Latin hustle is basically coming from the 70s. It started, what we learned, it started from a Puerto Rican community in New York. And by the time when basically disco came in 70s, right? 70s, 80s. So when the disco came, the Puerto Rican people, they wanted to dance to popular American music, which disco became that time. So now is basically hustle 3 count. Basically the count is in 1, 2, 3. So it's sometimes really hard because when you got 4 count, obviously what we have 4 count music, to put 3 counts in. So
because something like the waltz is a 3 count dance, but the music is 3, right?
In waltz, I don't know. I never studied waltz.
I'm pretty sure I could be fucking way off here, but I'm pretty sure waltz is the music is 3, 4. So it's like da 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 da, like the waltz music. So then the dance is 3 count.
Yeah,
so
that
it
kind of makes
fits.
sense with the waltz, yeah.
But yeah, so you're saying it's like a 3 count structure of the dance, but the music is
4
like
count.
4, 4, yeah.
So it was 8, it went to 6, and then it finished by 3 counts.
How come they didn't change it?
How come?
They didn't change it to like 4, 4.
I don't know.
Like they didn't add a step. Or
I don't
something.
know. When I was asking Archie about this, he just said that the dance become more circulate by doing 3 counts, and because in the club there were all the time loads of people, so they always wanted to like get away from other people's line and other people's way when they're dancing. So it just become more circulate too, and it become 3 counts.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I wanna research more. I wanna like talk to OGs more about it as well. So like I wanna know myself why.
Yeah.
And as we know, like the disco kind of like people wanted to get rid of disco music after some time because it was all about drugs. It was all about like being free, and all these things. So they kept the disco only in the clubs in New York, like only in the underground clubs. and it was mostly in a gay club as well. So hustle is coming basically from the gay communities in the clubs. So that's why you can see many times that two males are dancing together, or like they always swapping the lead and follow.
Right. Okay.
You know.
So there's not like so much like a gendered lead and follower, like I guess you would with some of the classical dances, right?
We're just trying to like avoid all this and just be.
Anybody can dance.
Exactly.
You still have a lead and follow, but it doesn't matter who takes
yeah. In the dance, there always needs to be one lead and one follow.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter if the female is lead or it doesn't matter if the male is lead.
Yeah.
I feel it's just really important to learn both parts.
Okay.
As a dancer. But anyway, let me back to that thing. So it was in a club, in the underground clubs in New York, where basically the people didn't travel, right? So, and the younger generation, they couldn't go to the clubs. So they couldn't learn that style that much. And it was because it was to disco music and no one wanted to hear disco at the time. So it kept in the underground clubs, and then they were having sessions all the time at the Central Park as well, and like few other sessions around New York. And Jeff, he went to these clubs and he went to the Central Park to learn from them. And basically what he did learn was that he was mostly looking at the followers. So then when he saw what they're doing, because he is a house dancer, so he brought it to the club. And they started to do it to the house music, which was like way faster, right? So we started with Jeff 2012, and 2013 was the big boom of new style. So when Jeff came for the first time to SDK, and then after.
So Jeff does new style. Hustle.
Yeah, new style. The differences are that hustle got more technique.
Okay.
New style hustle is more kind of creativity thing.
Okay.
But in the same time, like, we felt like if you want to be creative and have not really like structured what you're actually doing, it's not going to really work together.
Okay.
So I feel like you need to, I think it's like in every single style, you need to have a base of what you're actually doing. Yeah. And then you can create on the top, because otherwise it just looks too messy. You know what I mean?
New style hustle is more taking like a looser version of the base. Like it's not so
strict. I would say so. Yeah, it's not that strict. Okay. No, definitely not. So it's more like a more relaxed, more do how you feel kind of thing, you know. But we kind of felt, me and Inga, my dance partner, we kind of felt that we wanted to and we needed to learn the basic of it, right? So we started to learn from the Latin hustle people a lot, and that's the reason why we called like ourselves hustle and not new style hustle, because we kind of want to give respect to both sides, and because there used to be kind of like a drama as well, you know, like as everywhere else between new style hustle and hustle and blah blah blah. It's all the time gonna be something.
Yeah.
So we just didn't want to be on like neither of those sides. So we just in the middle. And we're just calling the hustle because that's the word which is in Latin hustle and in new style hustle, right? So we just want to give respect to both sides, because we learn from that, and this is what we do. If
so
you like it,
kind
you
of
like it.
Do like a mix of both.
I would say, yeah, kinda.
Or like you know how to do both, but you kind of choose and.
I would say I always gonna stick with the Latin hustle base.
Okay.
But sometimes when I'm getting too experimental or when I'm getting too crazy, like, yeah, I can do something from that side as well.
Like you don't restrict yourself.
Yeah, but I have to understand like what I'm actually doing and how I'm actually doing. But if I want to do something from new style, I have to understand the Latin, the base of it. Yeah. And then I can kind of like create something together to get like to funny patterns or something, you know. Okay. But I have to understand that first.
Right. And is there a lot of like competitive hustle thing? Because I only ever see like sessions and jams and stuff, which is beautiful.
There is big competitions like the hustle in, I would say in US and Canada is really big, and it's growing a lot in Europe and it's growing a lot in Asia. Right. And
I've seen there was one at Floripa's, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There was a competition. But besides that, I just mostly see people doing it here in the after parties and stuff.
What we do, I mean, in hustle, like they do either you can enter either as a couple, or as the system is called Jack and Jill.
Okay.
That means like you have a pre-selection where you're just dancing with like random people, and the judges are walking around and they just like picking like let's say 5 leaders and 5 followers, and then from the hat they're gonna choose like randomly names, and you just have to freestyle together. So.
And then do you go through as a couple, or you go through singular if you like win or get picked?
You go. I think depends.
Okay.
You have different competition, different rules. Like everybody's trying to do something else. You know, let's say like we did organize a hustle festival in November, and there was a Jack and Jill system as well. And it was like you stick with the same partner that you got picked in the first one.
Okay.
So
you get randomly put together, but then
randomly.
you have to stay.
So you can even know each other, or you don't even have to know each other.
Yeah.
Or like you actually maybe never danced together before. So it's kind of like showing you like what's your skill, how you can lead, how you can follow, how you can adapt, how you can.
But does that kind of fuck you if your partner sucks?
Yeah.
Because like you can't show how good you are unless you have somebody.
I think this is the part in hustle. Like many people, what they do, they don't give kind of like enough respect to the other partner.
Okay.
And they just want to shy. They just want to be the one. Even if you feel like you're a better lead, or if you feel like you're a better follow than your lead. And I think what people need to learn as well is to understand where is the level of your partner. Because I believe you can still have a really nice dance even with the person who just started. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You just have to know like where you can go. You know, like let's say like me, when I'm dancing with someone that I never met before, first things I'm doing, like I'm checking. We start to dance and I'm checking like, okay, like how's her timing? How's her turns? How's her hold? How's her connection? Like, is she looking at me, or is she doing this just for like to say she's dancing with someone?
Yeah, right. Like, is there an actual connection? Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, I'm always giving like few checks, and then when I see like, okay, so maybe she got problems with this, she gets problems with this, I'm not gonna go to that, because I want to make my partner feel comfortable. You know?
Yeah.
And many people they don't think of that.
Yeah.
Many people they just do whatever they want to do just because they just want to be fly.
Yeah.
And then the dance looks really messy.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I haven't done. I mean, I did one workshop, I think, but I've done like contact work more in like a free way, or like a bit in contemporary and stuff like that. And I think a lot of the problem, I guess, is that people, they don't think about the connection between the two people. They just think, oh, here's what I want us to do. Like, we're going to do this cool thing and we're going to go there. And then the other person doesn't know what's in your head. So they kind of get a bit like, oh, pulled along, or they try and keep up with you or whatever.
It's really hard.
Rather than actually like listening to the person physically, I guess, and reacting and moving together.
I think what people should do, even if you dancer, if you are not, I think everybody should do like a partner dance.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter like if it's hustle, if it's salsa, if it's tango, any type, because it helps you so much.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's like you're gonna find like the different angle of you. Like you have to work on this, or you have to work on this. And it's not just about like you have to work on this like in a way in a dance, but with yourself. You know, let's say like I have few students who came to the classes, and then after class they were telling me like, I almost cried. And I'm like, why? What happened? And she's like, I found out that I have no trust.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
really true.
and she was like, I can see I have no trust, and this is why I don't have like a good relationships.
Yeah. Man, you're doing therapy here.
Yeah. So
but it's like, especially you can really feel if like somebody's trying to, like, if you're trying to be in control of everything that's happening, or you know, you don't want to let somebody else.
You can see it so much, and mostly followers do that. Like most, if I'm gonna say like a women, when they follow,
yeah,
like many times you see like they don't want to be led. They just want to do things on their own.
Okay.
Which you can't in hustle, or like which you can't in any partner dance, because there's always two people.
Yeah.
And I have to take care of myself, and I have to take care of another person, which I have to think always like be in front, you know, like either what I'm gonna do, how I wanna do it, and like certain keys, you know, like to focus really on each other. Sometimes we do close connections, and I love it because it allows you to go really close to that person and to understand, you know, like when you kind of like when you're hugging, when you're close, and when you're like trying to find out like how to breathe together, how to focus on each other. So let's say like one of us want to get slower, so you all do this with your breath, right? And you have to adapt. So yeah, it's a lot of about to learn about yourself and different type of like I see myself like totally different person when I hustle and totally different person when I pop.
Yeah.
Even I can feel like how both things gonna help me in like, you know, like popping in hustle and hustling popping. But it's totally different personality. Yeah. So different, and I love it.
Yeah. And like I said, I think I really agree with what you said about everybody should try partner work at some point. I think it's the last year or so I've been doing a lot more work with like partner stuff, but like I said, more of like free form, just contact work in hip hop or whatever style it is, just kind of creatively. And I fucking love it, man. It's like so dope. And also it's like even the little things of like paying attention to people's body language and stuff. Exactly. Of like, oh, she or he, like they leant on their right side, so maybe they're going to lift their left leg. So
and you can predict, like, what's kind of like, oh, is this happening?
Yeah, and you can kind of preempt where they're going to go and how they're going to move, and that's where you get this kind of like seamless, like moving together, which is super nice. And I guess it forces you to like come out of your own head and work as a pair, and not like we were saying before, like be in control of everything. Yeah. I think for me the fucking worst example of this, if you watch like a lot of like 2-on-2 battles, like either hip hop especially, but I don't know about other stuff, but it's just like people like both trying to dance full force at the same time, nobody listening to each other, and they're trying to do like something together, and it's like it doesn't work because you see they don't practice, they don't know each other. Like
exactly. Yeah, I think it's all about like understanding like each other. Like you have to accept and you have to respect there is someone else. Yeah. It's not just you, it's not just about you. But yeah, and
it forces you to slow down, take a breath, and like really just like, okay, let's take this one step at a time, let's like move together.
And I think like it's really hard as well, because especially for the leaders, because you taking care of someone, but at the same time like you want to dance to the music, right? Yeah. So to listening to the music and to do, we kind of develop a kind of like a system with Inga, like how we're trying to explain how to dance like the 3 count dance in like the 8 count like music, right? And I think that really helps people as well, like how to listen to it, because I feel like many people, they start to do something and they just do it, but without listening to the music. And I think it's in every single style. Yeah. It's like when you're a b-boy and you're not gonna do a freeze on 5. Yeah. It's where was it in the music, bro? Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same thing with hustle, you know, like
people are just moving over the music rather than using it.
Yeah. So first is like you really have to understand like the base of it, like the steps, obviously, and the how the connection works. And then like when we're moving like to the music, like how to play with the music and how to be in the music rather than be constantly off.
Yeah. And you know? Which is even harder when it's a 3.
Exactly.
And so the other question I was going to ask, I mean, for me, this isn't so much a personal question because I've been doing, like I said, I've been working on a lot of contact work. So I feel like I've kind of got a bit of experience in this sense, but it's something that people ask me as well. But in terms of like, how do I phrase this question? Do people confuse the dance with like relationship stuff, or like, you know, like, oh, if people are dancing with their girlfriend or someone else is dancing with their girl, like, is there anyone that doesn't understand the culture of it? Do you ever get any problems in that sense?
I think if you don't understand then just don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know, like,
because I feel like it's maybe there's not a lot of partner dancing things especially in hip hop culture, and at the same time I feel like hip hop culture can be a bit like people are very protective of their relationships, and sometimes too much so and stuff. So yeah, I was just always curious about that, if in the hustle scene it's a bit like,
I think
it ever causes arguments, or
you know what, I think it's like But if you have a partner, or if you have a like boyfriend or girlfriend who does the same dance as you do, I think there needs to be like certain understanding, because I'm not doing the dance just for you, and you're not doing the dance just for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing the dance to express myself within anyone. If you're male, if you're female, you know. So, and sometimes it happens that you have like really, really nice dance with someone that you don't even know the person's name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I always take it like a conversation. With the dance, when I hustle with someone, like I can already feel like kind of like the personality of the partner. You know, like if the dance works, I feel like we could have a nice talk.
Yeah.
If the dance doesn't work, which happens a lot as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's normal. It's like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But I don't need to like get to dance with you again.
Yeah.
You know, but I have like already like certain people, like let's say like around the world, that when we meet up sometimes, like I already know like, yo, we have to dance.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like, oh, we have to dance because I wanna touch you, or like, I wanna have something with you. It's like, I know the connection is amazing, and I know we both gonna enjoy the dance.
Yeah.
Thinking that, oh, there might be something after.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure like people do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I believe like,
but it's like, it's, I guess for me, it's like the same of like, it's a connection. So you can express a connection through dancing, you can express a connection through conversation or through sex, but it's like, and they can go from, you can have a great conversation, which can turn into sex. You can have a great conversation, which could turn into dancing together, but it doesn't mean it has to be all of the others. So it's like, it can just be just a dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Without anything else.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like everybody just should be like free in the dance, you know, like, just enjoy, you know, no kind of like strict stuff like you can dance with this person, you cannot dance with this person. It's kind of, to me, like,
is that your view, or do you think everybody feels like that in that community?
It's kind of my view.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
you feel like there are probably some people that are a bit more strict of like, oh, why were you dancing with that guy?
I don't know if I ever actually met someone like that, or like, I met people when I heard like, oh, I don't like to dance with that guy, or like I don't like to dance. Like I can say like I don't like to dance with like certain girls as well.
Yeah.
But it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
It's just,
there's no connection.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I think we have to accept that it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it must be a thing, like, how do you feel about
sex, baby? How about you and me? Hey.
I don't think that was what I was going to say, but but in terms of like, it's got to be a thing where you kind of, whether it's your jam or, you know, you're in a club or whatever, you've got to kind of, I guess, especially if there's women there, you've got to create a safe space where they can feel like the guys are not using it to their advantage or trying to like be inappropriate with it, right?
I think we like, when we organize events and when we, let's say like when we invite people to come here and teach, like I already feel like the hustle community is kind of like, they know these certain rules.
Yeah.
Like, let's say for the festival we did in November, there was my really good friend Abdiel from New York teaching, and he's a male and he's really famous he's really tall, he's an amazing contemporary dancer, and he dances on the heels.
Okay, cool.
So everybody knew like when he gonna come, everybody wanna dance with him, and it just because of the sake that they just wanna experience the moment that you're gonna dance with him.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I don't think I ever had this problem. Like I did invite a female, let's say.
Yeah.
And like guys were like too hungry or something like that around, or like, oh, I have to make her more comfortable because people are too much around her. No.
Yeah, it's been like pretty understanding and
yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like in society, it's not like, you know, you can have a club with like a little proportion too many guys, and girls are going to feel uncomfortable, and you know.
Yeah. What we felt maybe like uncomfortable was when we organized things in a club. Yeah. Where like non-dancers coming.
Exactly. Yeah.
This could be the only thing, but I mean, even if we did it a few times, we never have any problem. Like,
is it something you'd be aware of, like as somebody, like a guy in the hustle community, of like, okay, there's non-dancers here. They might want to join in or something. So let me keep an eye and make sure the girls are safe and
Yeah.
or guys, depending on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we even have this like, oh, just have a look at these guys because they're just looking too much. No, we were actually really lucky with all the events so far. Like,
that's really nice.
we never have any problems, anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty positive.
Yeah. I guess
because I would feel like, but maybe I don't know. Yeah, I would feel like maybe that it would be like a thing that I would be thinking about of like, okay, this is like where some trouble could happen or some non-dancers are going to come in and try to take advantage.
I can imagine that.
Yeah,
I can imagine like something might happen, but it never
I'm
happened.
probably sure it's happened in the world.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's super nice that you haven't, experienced that. I'd love to hear from maybe Inga if has she said anything about that she's felt like that's really nice.
We don't talk.
Like I just dance with her and then she goes home.
Yeah, just like hi, dance, bye.
Like I don't even know her second name.
Really funny.
Oh, but that's cool though. That's a nice note to end on.
yeah, I think so.
Actually, no. Before we end, I was gonna say, what do you think of my beard?
I like it, bro.
Yeah, you haven't commented since you got here, and I'm feeling a little bit.
Me.
I'm feeling a little bit.
Show me that. Yeah,
I need a trim. I know I need a trim, but
I think you can actually grow a nice beard.
This is like not too like it hasn't been that long. So
how long did this take you to grow?
Maybe less than a month, I'd say.
Okay.
Like when was my last haircut? Yeah, maybe less than a month, like 3 weeks, something like that. But like I never had it off. It was like stubble.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah.
And what's your plan?
I don't know. I don't know how long I want it. I don't think I want it long beard, but just like I don't know.
You remember when I came to London?
With
it used to be here. It used to be here.
I feel like I quite like the length of yours. Like I feel like maybe I would get it like maybe that length.
What you have to do when you go to your barbers?
Yeah.
Fade out the sides and like make this kind of look, so it goes all to your chin.
From the side bend.
Yes. Or like from the sides here.
Yeah.
So you can see. So it's not like just like one color. It's going from the light to the dark.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the fade. It's the same like when they fade in your side.
He does a little fade because he like shaves my hair super short.
Yeah,
so then he does a little fade up to like here.
So if you're gonna fade the sides a bit, just like let this grow a bit more.
So it grows nicer.
Yeah.
It doesn't get too bushy on the side.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I was going to ask you, because if I get a shape up like you've got, like the next day it looks messy. My hair grows back super quick.
Mine that day.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. So are you always like shaving yourself? Like
not always. Sometimes I'm getting too lazy and sometimes I like it.
Just leave it like natural.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm getting to a moment when I just like to feel like a werewolf. For real. Like,
that's kind of what I feel like now, because also this is growing back a bit.
And sometimes it just doesn't even bother me. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I actually like it. I'm going to keep it for another week.
But so, yeah, because I was thinking if I get it long, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to look after it every day. But sometimes you just leave it. Huh?
If it's not long, like, you don't care that much, you don't have to.
Gonna see how this goes. I quite liked it when I had my hair like super short at the top.
When you're thinking, do this.
Yeah, I said that on the last week's podcast. I can think about stuff and I'm like, interesting. I'm very wise.
You know what you should use? Coconut oil.
I was just going to ask you, what do you use?
Coconut oil.
My friend was talking about some shit at Lush. They have some nice beard stuff.
Why are you going to buy all these expensive stuff?
Just coconut. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'm just a consumer. I'm just following what people tell me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yes, I go buy it.
Get this. Okay. Get this. Yes.
That's me.
Just get simple coconut oil, like pure.
Like to wash with it or to like rub it in after?
Both.
Okay.
Both. And the coconut oil I have, like, I can cook with it. I can do anything with it. I can put it on my skin.
Oh, sick.
And every time, basically, after the shower, I'm putting it on my hair and I'm putting it on my beard.
And it makes it soft and shit.
It makes it softer. Do you want to touch it?
Yes, of course. Oh, yeah. Is mine soft? Feel mine. We're having a moment, guys.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, see?
Nice, babes.
You know, I was talking about Lewis. He always tells a story like that you guys were at a party somewhere. I think he was drunk. And because he was growing a little bit. I think it was like Dancer's Delight.
And he was telling me about my beard.
Yeah, and he was like, he said, he always tells us this, that like, he said to you like, oh bro, how do I grow a beard like you or something? And then he like, you put your arm around him and you're like, bro, you'll never have this.
So rude.
And he still talks about it now.
Rude.
He properly like scarred him for life.
Yeah, I think some people just need to like the truth in their face, like you can see that, like,
I feel like Lewis is gonna get to like 30 and have like a big beard and he's gonna be like, right, I have to go see T-Boy, like I'll prove him wrong.
it's I feel like you can see like on people's face like the way they grow.
Yeah.
Like if they have bits.
Yeah.
Or if they actually can have like a nice full beard. Like you can have a nice full beard.
Yeah, I feel like
right? You can, because you don't have bits. You don't have just bit here, bit here.
Yeah.
But many guys, they do. And they just think because they want to use all these expensive products, which it's amazing because they're just making money on these people, you know, who basically just going to buy and buy and buy, but they're not going to grow nothing. And it just doesn't look nice. So I met many guys when I told them like, just shave it or just like do something else with it, but don't like let it grow.
Because you see it
because
more.
you can, it's just not nice. Or like if it like too thin, you know, it's like not, it's like nothing. So you want to have a nice, if you want to have a beard, like you want to have a nice beard. You don't want to have like just like few pieces here and there. It's kind of like, oh, I have a beard.
Yeah.
You know?
Because before I had stubble, like really, but then the thing with the stubble is like 3 days later it's a beard again. So it's like, unless I shave every day, it's like getting to this, and I'm getting a haircut every fucking 2 weeks, and my haircuts aren't cheap, so I'm like, ugh, super stressed.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I don't have money for this.
Tell me about it. When I had a big beard, like I needed to go to barbers like every 2 weeks as well.
Just to get it shaped up and
because I mean, if like when it grows, like it started to look like, if it's long, like now I don't care that much. But if it's long, it grows like to all sides. So you want to like make it nice and
even.
If you care, obviously, if you care like how you look like, or like how you want to present yourself, you know, like
if you're going to see a girl or something.
Obviously, you know, like a werewolf.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Sick. All right. I think maybe we'll leave it there because we're an hour and 15 or so in.
Beautiful.
Do you have anything coming up, any events, anything you want? Like, I mean, I'm not getting millions of listeners yet, but anything you want to promote or? Because what are you back for in March? Just to come and hang.
I'm coming for 4 to the Floor.
Okay.
This is a house party.
Yeah. But you're not organizing, huh?
No. That's 4 to the Floor, which is like a group of DJs, and they have every third Sunday in a month. They have a party, and it's really amazing because the party starts with hustle class from 4 to 6. Then there is a house class or working class, and then there is a party for dancers. So it's amazing night. You know, you just get down, and day before there will be a workshop at the Bay Studios.
Sick.
Hustle.
I might come actually.
Yeah, come down.
I keep asking Jenny to teach me, but she doesn't know the lead. She just does the following, so she knows what she would do, but to teach me how to lead, she's like, I don't really know what to tell you.
And we do as well a free classes in a library.
Sick.
Once in a month, every second Saturday. So the next will be 8th of February.
Well, I'll tell you something. This one isn't going to come out before then, I don't think. Let me check. Yours is going to come out 12th of February. So
okay, so then in March.
March will be the next one.
Second Saturday in March.
Second Saturday in March is the 7th.
That will be the class.
Cool.
So it's a free hustle class for all levels. We mostly focus on beginners. So we're getting people who basically either never danced before or who just like pass by like the library. They see, oh, free dance class.
Sick.
They just join.
How do you manage to do that? Like, are you working with the library or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We get in connection, so we kind of collaborate. So they're giving us free space.
Amazing.
And we're teaching 2 hours free workshop as well. So
great.
It's just really simple and easy.
Sick.
And you can always find all information.
Yeah, where do we go to find out about?
So find out about us, Hustling London.
Yeah.
On Instagram, Hustling London on Facebook. You can
Hustling with a G or without a G?
With a G.
Hustling properly spelled.
Because with a G.
No hip hop. Because we're the G's.
Because with the G's.
Terrible.
Yeah, and or you can just reach out to my personal account, Tomas T-Boy on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna have it pop up on.
And I can just send you all the information. And we always organize something, you know. And now what are we gonna do? I'm going to Canada and US.
Cool.
In April, actually for a hustle competition.
Sick.
So I'm gonna be a few weeks in Vancouver. Then I'm going down to Seattle, and then we're gonna do the competition in Chicago.
Sick.
So yeah, this will be the one. And then I'm always gonna have like some travels around, battles around.
Yeah.
I still pop.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't talk about at all popping. That's
fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Sick. Cool. So yeah, keep up to date with T-Boy's Insta if you want to know what he's doing. Hustling London on Facebook and Insta for those. Free class in
March
and
7th.
March 7th, and then Four to the Floor in March as well.
Yeah, it's a monthly thing, so that's every third Sunday.
So
in a
check
month.
out Four to the Floor
Yep.
as well. And as always, leave YouTube comments, reviews, likes, subscribe, all that shit if you want to keep up to date. But if you don't, it's totally fine. If this is the last episode you ever watch, that's totally fine too.
It's fine.
Everybody is entitled to watch what they want to on YouTube. Or Spotify. All right, cool. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Bro. And
Pleasure.
yeah, this will come out 12th of February, I think. So you'll be soon gone by then. When do you leave again?
On the 19th.
On the 19th. So this will be just before you leave. So I can
Yeah.
share this and say goodbye.
That would be nice.
T.
Goodbye.
All right, bro. Let's
Aye?
do this. Safe, man.
Safe.